not sure, maybe Nykho was playing too, but I didn't see like much of him lately, so...
He's been pub stomping in Apex, I think, more so. So he'll be used to a different format. But no, I rate Nykho. He's been around the block a bit. He's someone who's struggled to really push himself into the upper echelons of the, the pro scene. But he's a solid player. Arhont, as you say, he's been grinding it a lot in the downtime since like DreamHack Winter, and I kind of hope that he wins as well, because I was talking about him in the last Cyberfight show matches, because it was Stone versus Proxima. I think, you know what, Arhont would be a perfect contender for the kind of like preliminary show match that we usually have before like really the biggest of the boys go head to head like Kilson and Agent later on. This would be a good proving ground for him, I think, to step up. And sometimes you just need to step up, Ron.
Yeah, and also it's some confidence boost, so he will be sure that, oh, okay, I can beat Nykho, so I can aim for like better players now, like go higher and higher, every win bringing some confidence.
I think like he should be looking at a sort of a 3-1 kind of victory. I think that to me makes the most kind of sense. Nykho, he said he's tired. I know he's an insomniac, but sometimes he brings out his best when he's at his worst. So, we'll find out. Anyway, I can now get rid of the music because we've got a map that's coming up. It's going to be Ruins. We're going to be missing half of the light champions because Athena and Anarchy are out of here. But it's going to be Nykho to go with the Visor first. And I suspect Visor is going to be fairly common throughout this best of.
Visor, Ranger, Galena incoming, I guess, for both players.
Why no Nyx? I would certainly get a Nyx in there. I still rate Nyx heavily.
I would pick Nyx, like easiest pick of my life in such, especially on Ruins.
I think with these bans, I see you going kind of maybe Ranger Galena Nyx, or maybe Visor Galena Nyx. That kind of feels like
Galena and Nyx must pick, and third just depends on opponent.
Yeah, I see.
Maybe even Clutch. Like Clutch is open, right? So.
Is Clutch?
Clutch is still very good.
Is he very good?
I'll be honest, I didn't even play him, but I potentially think he can be very good.
Interesting, because I still don't really know. He might be the most balanced that he's been in like a year and a half. But let's put that aside us, because we're in the game now. The show matches have started. Massive thanks to the Cyberfight guys for doing this for us. They have a small prize pot between them to play for in this best of 5. And we do begin on the Frenchie. It's Nykho.
Pretty like balanced start, as always on Ruins.
No drama.
Unless you fight for Railgun or LG, everyone just taking all 3 weapons that they want. And
is that normal though, to all go 3 weapons? I feel like that's like my level of thing. Is like, okay, let's go for weapons, or should you be like having some presence a bit earlier?
I think it's up to Visor in this matchup, because it just depends when he wanna use his ability, and he wanna use it aggressively or just for information.
I see. We have a small exchange of damage. Piercing Sight's going to allow an easy rail for Nykho. Tries to follow it up. That would have crippled Arhont.
Yeah, probably if Nykho would hit the second one, he would just go all in and just take full control, but because it didn't happen, he'll probably just keep taking one item, taking the glasses and the cooldown glasses.
Yeah, well, he finds a rail. Nykho's rail's not look too bad. He needs to get out of there just in time, as a shot to the scalp would have downed him. And misses that one, and that's put him in a horrible position. Still with 10 seconds to the items to go. There is an ability available for Arhont. He wants to rush this one down, surely.
Yes, he should rush it.
He's going to miss out on heavy.
Or at least do some exit damage on Nykho. Hit him on rail, but I'm curious if he'll chase it, because it's kind of dangerous right now. He needs to take like the light armors and just play for full control right now, I guess.
Yeah, I think he hesitated a bit at the Mega, where he probably could have just orbed right over to Nykho. And some people are nervous, like they want to make sure that orb's definitely going to do damage. But if he knew the stacks exactly, I think you could have just dived right in.
Yeah,
just
sure dive and rocket. Pick LG, so you guaranteed to hit something and just finish the job. But Nykho is playing super passive. He decided to not even hold heavy. He's just holding his ground and will play from light armors.
I want to say that was a mistime, because surely the rotation was very similar before. Surely he realized he could have defended somehow or done a bit more damage, because at the moment Arhont kind of knows everything.
Most important, Nykho knows the heavy timing, so if he wants to just camp it or do any damage, he can do whatever he wants.
I wonder how much Arhont practices without Athena, actually, because this is one of the few times we see him in competitive play. And in ranked, he's usually picking Athena or some other champions. Well, like Athena's like 99% of the time. And I wonder now that you have the ban set in, is it like, okay, am I ready for this? We would probably see Arhont in a very, very different light here. Wow, that was aggressive.
Nykho after hitting 2 rails pushing, taking Mega, and we're gonna be first and heavy. Like, Arhont should have better position, but Nykho hitting the rail.
Oh, he's just got to hit one more. Arhont's dodging for his life over here. He's going to be able to break away. Nykho going to try catch him up with him elsewhere. Still a rail shot, but he cannot find the flick. And Arhont's relieved about that. 3.5 minutes in order to determine first blood of the series.
Weird that Nykho didn't go for Mega instantly. He just gave up position and now he can be in trouble because of it. But he hit in the rail. And that's a mistake.
Overcommitment. If he keeps stringing the rails together, then maybe there's hope. But no. The drop down into LG. Arhont probably feeling kind of comfortable. There's a while till the rotations. He's nicely overstacked. Happy lows.
And 1 minute. 1 minute left. So he can just keep control and that will secure a win for him. But Nykho should realize that their stakes are kinda equal right now, but again he's late for Mega and it's like he's just a bit too late, like he doesn't know exact timing and he's doing some.
He's not on items and Arhont knows that he's behind him now, so it's like, right, I can easily get these items and there's
and
one
now Nykho should
last rotation.
think, yeah, that he's like, there are no items anymore pretty much. He just need to find Arhont and somehow win a fight in disadvantage. He need to hit something.
I wonder if Arhont will skip this Mega Health.
Yeah, I think he will. Yep. That rail didn't do much to Nykho, so Nykho have some chances now. He just need to rocket jump and push and orb in. But it's very unlikely. Oh,
the orb didn't work out. This should be easy defensive rockets. It should be easy. It's easy, kinda.
It was quite comfortable.
Yeah. Nykho maybe could have done a little better with the orb at the end, but you know, at least he did something. He knew how to force himself into a risky situation. It was all kind of won mostly on the first fight they had with a minute to go. So round 1 to Arhont. A little bit passive from yeah, even Nykho's commenting on his own orb. A little bit passive from both the players, but I think it's the initial, you know, feeling each other out a little bit early on in the series.
And he was talking about how Arhont gonna perform without Athena, and last time I played him in Ranked, when I learned this game, it was already post-Athena nerf, and he was picking her only on Ruins, and on all other maps he was playing without her, so I think he was preparing for or this match, or just getting over the fact that Athena is not that good anymore as before.
Okay, well it's good to know that he's preparing for it. Oh, we got a neutral frag on Mega, doesn't pop up early enough. Nykho loses his life. He gets rid of the visor, which isn't... Oh, no, he doesn't. He gets rid of his own visor. Feels bad. Oh. You gotta get around those walls, and there's another little piercing sight assisted rail over there. And he is gonna... I want to check out the rail accuracies. I want some 31.
Such small movement mistakes usually can cost a lot.
They can cost games, man. It can be really dramatic. Again, he has these nice openers, which he doesn't usually have something to finish it off with, but it usually slows Arhont down from being able to do what he wants to do or have as much confidence around the map as he would like to have.
I don't really understand what Nykho's plan is. He always going for this rail from nailgun position, but he never like managing to hit more than one, and I think he just expect to hit at least 2.
It's one and done, isn't it? It's one and oh, no items. All right, let's get back to 100, 100. One more, and somehow he's gonna have to think of how to get a bit more damage in.
It just feels that Nykho is like relying on rail a lot, but the rails he is hitting are not that important because there are like no follow-up play. But now he catch Arhont on jump out, but he's just way too stacked.
Oh my god, okay. That almost hurt a lot. Nykho's so weak. The best damage that he's done in a single fight for a while, and actually the fact that he managed to stay alive is not bad whatsoever.
But will he manage to get anything out of it? It's just same like story again. Arhont taking most like big items and he's again like overstacking. Nykho should play more aggressive or make some more fights for items. I don't know why he's not doing it. Maybe he's not feeling confident.
I think his timing's been a little bit off. At least from the
maybe
first round, it looked like his timing was slightly off. And Arhont, you know, while he had Nykho super low, he used his piercing sight, and he couldn't close the gap on him.
Well, right, that's perfect situation for Nykho. He finally got a position. He finally got an item, and they have equal stack. He's doing some entry damage. Now he should just push with orb and that's
Time
it.
to go. Time to go.
Come on, let's go.
And this would be really, really nice from Nykho.
He can just orb in and just finish the job.
That rocket
Just
should
LG.
be...
Okay, works too.
But that's good. Like, Nykho built himself an opportunity at last, and he made perfect use of it. So, when things started coming together, we can see some really solid plays from him.
Yeah, the only like negative moment out of it is that he didn't take Megas, so Galena has same stack as Nykho right now, so he should think about denying weapons.
Always rail. Always, always, always. Which I like, because I also depend on rail, so it makes me feel good.
I don't know, I'm...
But you're rail. You're also a big railer.
Bullshit.
Well, it sucks for Arhont as well. Nykho does get a little bit aggressive instead of just prodding at these rails, and pushes him off the mega and hits some nice rockets. So we're 1 for 1. Nykho looking a million times better in round 2.
Round 3.
I mean,
yeah, he finally got control and just did his job.
You're pretty rail heavy though, to be honest.
I
Be honest
know.
with yourself, okay?
I know, I know.
He's absolutely teased there with the piercing sight. There's no follow through there. Ooh, Nykho. Okay, 2 in a row. 3 in a row, there we go. Nykho's landing. This hurts for Arhont. And it is, however, Nykho's map pick. That's one thing that we should remember.
He saw that Arhont has piercing sight on, so he decided to not repeat it. That would be a big mistake.
But sometimes you want to be better than piercing sight, and you challenge it anyway to make yourself feel super manly. And then you embarrass yourself.
On some ranked game, why not? But on tournament, I think they care a bit more, so...
Yeah.
Well, not tournament, Showmatch, but still, it's like some money on the line, so...
Just staring him out. Should be able to time a half-decent rocket. There's 50 damage there.
Nykho found some new super tactic of staying on heavy and just blocking the mega exit from that side, and it's paying off.
I like how he used the rocket launcher instead of the railgun as well. I thought it was inspired.
Like, really, this game all we see is like most players are going only for rail damage. Finally some LG fight, and rail finisher from...
Really nice switch. I do like an LG to rail. Right, Arhont has not been the same since round 1. Galena looking over the heavy. He should have timing on it. And we all know that Galena is a special comeback champion.
Not for everyone.
No, not for everyone.
I think that Arhont might adjust. If like he will lose this round, he might start as Visor instead of Ranger, because like the rails Nykho is hitting because of the wall hack advantage, are really making a difference. At least last round.
His consistency in general has been good. If he could just match the rail damage a little bit for now, it would help a lot. We've got LG going in. There was a slight head start for Arhont, but his stack is low. Okay. Nykho fortunate to survive there, I think.
Yeah, now it felt that the wall hack advantage baited Nykho in some over peeking. Went way too aggressive. Well, now it's time for Galena to shine.
Absolutely. Super stacked right now. 300 collective health.
You should just push teleport and not be afraid. Because it's also like, he can think that 2 minutes is enough time to come back, but it's not that much time.
It's a tiny amount. Absolutely tiny amount. Oh, rockets. He gets pushed off. This is really good for Arhont. He's got open access to Mega.
Oh.
He's got open access to Heavy up. Wait, he didn't go for Mega, but he is going to dive down.
Ah, never mind. Actually, I thought he went for Mega and Nykho was spectating Nykho.
Yeah, that was strange that he didn't go for Mega, actually. Maybe he's trying to cut him off elsewhere. He could be looking for a different route. Either way, Nykho's not going to get that Mega health. And there's going to be a big, big stack for Arhont. But time is ticking, and Nykho trying to get that piercing sight back up as soon as possible. They're going to run into each other. This is going to be... He's gone through the teleporter.
Nykho thinking, why did they go? Why did they go?
It's like... You're asking yourself so many questions the moment you made that decision.
Yeah.
Such a shame. And Arhont, he's going to be able to retain control. Has Heavy. Can probably get up to the Mega health if he wants to. There's even been a push away, but that rocket
Nykho
hurts.
blocked. Still, weapon advantage for Arhont. That really can make a difference. Oh, just push.
Oh, that was close. Super, super close. He really wants this light. Did he go for it before? Okay, he went for it before the Heavy, so he can go to Heavy
Nykho
now.
went for Heavy, really? Without like any armor, he just went for Heavy.
I like
Now
the
he
push.
realized, okay, I need to run away for 30 seconds.
So little ammo and stuff though for Arhont. Okay, he finds 5 rockets, which could make the difference, but Nykho, in that time, got himself onto the Mega health. Is that going to be enough to recover? Entry rocket is minimal damage, but not bad. There's the totem going down. It is going to find the heal. Arhont is going to tie up the game in round 2. Round
Totem
3, sorry.
carried the fight.
Definitely. It blocked the damage. It healed him at the critical moment. And allowed him to survive as long as he needed.
Sudden death.
But that's what he planned for. Absolutely what he planned for. And he's been pushed off. Nykho's in so much trouble now. Arhont's looking for a real finish. He's got one
He doesn't have
bullet
LG. Then yeah. Well, machine gun, nail gun OP.
Oh. He needs to go for that Heavy though. I think keep working this control. Going for the light first. I don't dislike it, but there is a chance if he doesn't know the positioning.
Let's say that he just read that Nykho will be too afraid because he's low to go for Heavy, so he just...
He could have finished it there though. They were in the same room,
True.
but Arhont was very, very item focused. Mega picked up by Nykho. He's still super weak, but he's now overusing that railgun a little bit.
Now he has LG ammo. Oh,
Wow.
that was direct.
Yeah, that was an insane rocket. And Arhont regained that
And will
rotation.
Nykho manage to hold his ground on Heavy? He has very good position which can help him.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Positioning is the key.
And the perfect, like the rocket exchange was pretty much dead even. Oh, the rails! He jumps through the angle. Nykho spots him out. He's been good with those shots. So close to that little reverse sweep, but it is going to put Nykho at a map advantage. Sorry, a round advantage, and on map point.
Yeah. Now it's test for Arhont. Can he like mentally bounce back? Because he pretty much did a really nice comeback, and he had game in his pocket, and he just made few mistakes, caught one unlucky rocket, and
I think he
now
missed
he
like
is again.
1 or 2 chances to finish the round off too. Like when he was just thinking about, you could see that he's just item, go from light armor to the heavy armor and keep that rotation, even when Nykho was basically in front of him for a moment and he had 150 stack advantage.
And also he should have like just go for kill, because you don't, like when you play in the beginning of the round, you can think that you wanna have a kill, but you wanna also keep the control. But in that situation, you just need 1 kill to win the round, so even if you'll receive a lot of damage, you don't care about control. You just need to go for it.
Well, slight exchange at the beginning. We're not going to get a switch up from Arhont with champion start. Keeping it to Ranger. And Arhont with a slight control advantage. Oh, he didn't go to heavy, actually. There's a little bit of a switch up going on over there. Both players relatively weak, but it's Nykho who keeps on finding those rails.
Clutch rails.
He's been good with them. Had a couple of LG to rail finishes. Nykho can set his sights on the end. Oh, he just popped his rail a little too soon. A little wobble of the mouse there as he clicked his M1.
Is he confident enough now? I think he is.
Rail?
Not rail.
Okay. Good switch. Good readjustment there. Rocket jump up, and I think he might just go down by rail to check out heavy. Don't know if he heard Arhont, but yeah, with just one frag to go. Galena almost made dreams happen last time, though.
Yeah, but now Nykho can just finish it.
And again with the LG to rail. Nykho looking good here in the first map as he goes 3-1 on Ruins. He's taken down his map pick. Now we're going to be moving over to the Blood Run, excuse me.
And we have 2 minutes because
okay.
Nykho asked for it.
Hey, look at that.
Look at the rail damage.
Damn, man. 2.7k essentially. 31 of that's some decent railing over there, I gotta say. Gotta give a shout out as well to Kodisha for the 64 months subscribed, man. That is wild. Absolutely wild. Thanks very much, Kodisha.
You streaming for 64 months?
You're
You're old.
Oh, I've had something like that. I don't even know, man. I think this channel's been live without a sub button since 2012. Or 13. 2012.
But do you have like day of birthday of your channel or something like that?
I don't know. I would actually like to figure that out. I probably could find out when that was. I don't know how to be.
I follow you almost for 5 years. In
Wait,
July
you?
it will be 5 years. Yeah.
Really?
It's now in Twitch set like showing like from what time you follow the channel.
Wait, I've known
like,
you for longer than that, and you've only followed 5 years?
Let's not talk about it. I wasn't streaming, so I didn't have an account.
This is
on
true.
Twitch.
You were like the Quaker, high school Quaker who just ignores Twitch completely and doesn't stream. It took Quake players so long to stream.
I honestly was trying to stream back in the Ovnet TV days. I think it was just the beginning of all this streaming and stuff, like, and there was no OBS, it was this XSplit and even like some encoders.
Yeah.
But my internet was just way too bad because even internet back then was not that good everywhere, especially in Ukraine, so I just couldn't stream even though I wanted. So
yeah, I remember when Justin and Justin TV and Own 3D and stuff like that were there. And I was like, I really want to stream, but I've got 200 kilobyte upload.
yeah, I
like,
had something
you
like
can
that.
You can stream 5 pixels. Which
Yeah, exactly. You can do audio streams. I couldn't even talk English back then, so it's too tough.
Guys, let's move into map number 2. Nykho and Arhont are here on Blood Run. We've got the same champion picks. They want to go super VQ3 here. It feels like incredibly safe picks, though. I feel like they could push the boundaries elsewhere, but no one willing to go there. These are like the comfort picks of Quake champions, I think, for a lot of players.
Yes, at some point Eisen was somewhere there, but now his hitbox is a bit like he's easier a bit to hit, so he doesn't have that advantage anymore, and his turret is not that strong, so people are just going for some more solid abilities that...
Yeah. Oh! Wow,
Oh,
okay.
Nice escape from Arhont.
A little orb readjustment. He had to invest in his ability in it, so he's got a split second. Like, do I want to save the ability, or do I want to just secure the heavy? And by expending that ability to do it, and he went for option B. Which might work out for him, because there's a bit of missed damage from Nykho at the beginning, and Arhont is just going to nail that with the LG. So we'll head over to him. And he's, you know, considering losing out on Ruins, he could have made it even closer. This being his map pick, he needs the W on here. That's not gone right.
I think he had some other plan, but it just didn't go at all as he planned.
Well, Nykho, like, peeked over the edge, which I don't think Arhont was expecting. And he's like, if he stands back, like, past the Tribalt spawn, then maybe this could be a kind of a cool attack. But Nykho was just already LG right on him.
super unlucky timing, let's say like that.
Well, good presence of mind from Nykho. He's gonna take a rail
But
shot
still,
in the end.
Arhont in control.
The piercing sight now for Nykho. It's good
I
coverage.
think I heard that Nykho used the ability.
He must have, yeah. There's a little flick rails. Spot there's a light armor there, but this could help him defend on the mega health. But he's moved away from it completely. I don't think he had exact timing. Otherwise, some rocket blockage Could have been pretty solid.
Nice damage by Nykho, but Arhont still have better positioning on heavy, but you can't jump versus LG. And clutch rail time. This time Nykho missed it.
Suck, Nykho. I'm joking, I'm sorry.
Are you?
He's just, yeah, I am.
You just
he's
like
just-
to bully players, I heard.
He's just raised our expectations, you know, with all those LG to rail combos earlier on. Kudisha just said the channel started on the 24th of February 2012. 85 months and 13 days channel age. That's that makes me feel old. That's quite a long time. Damn. There they are. There's the rails. So mark 24th of February in your calendar, guys. We'll have a party next year.
8 years.
Oh yeah, it will be 8 years. Nice. Never maths on stream, so these guys have been a bit of a stalemate now for the last minute or so. Stacks
Yeah,
are very
well, they playing it pretty safe. Like, control is going back and forth. Right now, it's like, I don't even know who is in control. It's just about who will hit some initial rails, like they did on Ruins, or who will use ability of Visor
so it's
in a better
control.
way.
Nykho has control for 5 seconds. And it kind of worked out for him. Arhont runs right into him. But Niko's not able to finish it, and he doesn't want to risk going through that choke point. Which is a fair decision to make, but Arhont was so low then.
Yeah, and now it's very hard to make frag on ZTN. I mean, on Blood Run. Unless you are... Like, you wanna be Anarchy or Nyx or have some kind of engage, even Ranger. So you can somehow close the gap. Or you should have some faster champions than your opponent so you can actually chase, but... In this matchup, you can't chase kills, and if your opponent has good defensive rockets, it's just impossible to chase.
Arhont's being very, very steady. You can see that he's patient. He's not willing to rush into something. He finds a nice rail on the back end of his piercing sight. Nykho tries to retaliate. And he's just swooping up all the items that he can. But it's so hard for him to find an end to this round. Just because Arhont's been that slippery. And he's not willing... Nykho nor Arhont are willing to push each other at the last moment. There's a barrage of rockets that could likely come out the other end. Oh, that hurts though. Arhont, he commits to it way too hard.
To the same place.
Yep.
He just jumped on LG, kinda carelessly. Just got punished for it.
I mean, do you jump? Do you just not? Do you make that read? Like, if you heard your opponent in the center map, surely you've got to be like, this. Is this just like guessing and hoping that they're not going to be there?
If you don't know exactly where is your opponent, most likely he's standing on tribal position. Because that's like the center of the map. You can go or to heavy or to mega any second. So you should always expect your opponent to be there, unless you heard him somewhere else. So of course it's a just typical mistake.
Because not starting too badly here in round 2. He's bringing some decent form actually. We've kind of supporting Arhont a lot at the beginning because we know Nykho's not been as active as Arhont. I think it's the most diplomatic way to put it.
Experience.
Yeah, Nykho has got a lot more experience. He's played at several LANs. He's played a lot of online competitions, and it's something that I haven't seen Arhont really enter in a lot of competitions. In fact, I'd be really curious to have stats on that. Oh my god, Arhont just found an absolute shed load of damage just then. And I think he got the full, is it 125 all damage?
Usually know all the mechanics and all the numbers, but right now I don't know how much damage Orb does.
I think it's 125.
I'm sure if Nyx still is fragging, she does 125.
And I think they've somehow kept them the same. I was going to say, I'm really curious to know the stats of actually how many tournaments Arhont has played in. Because if it's like in your first, God, I don't know, first 10, then that is really like, even though you can play a lot of ranked games, you can play a lot of custom games and practice a lot with players, I think you lose like 40% of your skill in your first few tournaments.
Same place fight, but this time Arhont had bigger stack and he knew he wanted that fight. Just went +4 with rockets and...
I think he's been a bit more confident now with Ranger, realizing that actually my damage output can be totally insane. Let's just be solid with it. Let's force the fights that we know we can win. Or not even know we can win. Like, is it a 60 or 70% chance that I'll win? Okay, let's go for it. Let's make Nykho have to be clutch again. Not allow him to do those LG rail combos that he's been doing so much.
Now it will be a tough call for Arhont. Does he want to contest the control, or he will just play passive and pretty much play even time, because it's blood round, it's 2.5 minutes and he has 2 champions advantage, so if he will decide to slow down the game, it's definitely doable.
Do you think he should be thinking about time right now? Or is it
He
kind
should
of...
be just thinking about getting 100 armor for now and then just see what happens. But he is just going aggressive, showing that he doesn't care, and that's pretty risky. But he's rewarded with control because of it.
And that makes it so much easier now to play the clock. Not that I think he's actually thinking, alright, the time, 2 minutes, let's find out how to kill it. It's more like, alright, let's get control and not lose it.
Yeah, it's just about, I don't have to make any move. It's just about Nykho trying to break my control, so he should be the one like attacking me no matter what, and
He can finish
you see already Nykho making mistake like this, and he just kinda caged and...
Took a lot of damage there, but Arhont doing a good job. It gets around on the board. Let's see if we can make it more than 1 round per map, though. Nice to see that we're getting some closeness, though.
Round begins in 3.
We've had no 3-0 rounds yet, 3-0 maps yet,
Round 3.
like we had in Venga Cypher last time round. Oh, I'm getting rid of that orb really, really early on. Did Nykho... Was Nykho using Ranger before? I'm pretty sure he was using Visor first.
No, he was using Visor only on Ruins.
Okay.
On this map they both started Ranger, because if you don't start Ranger on this map, there are some spawns that you will just lose 2 big items because of Ranger Orb, giving him too much mobility. And people just don't want to risk it, so they're starting Ranger.
Good damage, Arhont. Really nice entry rockets. Nykho was opting for an LG approach. He heard a spawn for a second. I think he might have feared for his life very briefly, but 225s in a third make life so much better.
I think Arhont got enough of this rail LG game, and he's just trying to force like rocket fights. And it really works better for him, but he messed up.
Movement errors there. I think he realized he just stepped the line, like past that hallway. Suddenly his exit plan was almost non-existent. Tried to make it work with the orb, but it was too little, too late. Now, Visor versus Visor. That LG rail coming out again from Nykho. But he doesn't have a goddamn clue when this heavy spawns.
Yeah. You're spectating Nykho or?
Yeah,
Arhont
I'm
Okay.
just follow killering at the moment, and Nykho stood there. He's like, it must spawn soon. It must spawn soon. The thing is, if Arhont knows that he doesn't have the timing, then it's great for him. But how can you know that they know that they don't know? Now it doesn't matter because Nykho's done so much damage.
I think Nykho heard that Arhont used ability, so Nykho might try to push really soon.
I had a read on him before, but couldn't close it out. Arhont.
Very nice rail.
Again, he sees that choke point. It's like, I don't want to push it. I don't want to push it.
They're both using ability, they both see each other using ability.
Arhont still pushes that angle though. Takes a little bit of damage. I believe it
Arhont can fight for Mega because they are pretty equal. And Arhont hitting the first rocket and it should win the fight for him.
Switched to the LG right at the end. It didn't get much closer than that. I think Arhont probably could have finished it a little sooner, but nice plays regardless. The shotgun hurts so much, man! Respect the shotgun!
Shotgun is best.
It's definitely a conversation that we can probably have at some point because we've got some interesting PTS changes that are coming into play. Arhont with the rockets, he's so sick with that weapon. Pushes Nykho the hell away, and he might secure the mega health, but Nykho's found a lot of resources up in the nail room, and he's got good timing.
I think Arhont might think that he did so much damage to Nykho that Nykho is low, but actually Nykho is like super stacked right now.
I think he's done exactly that. It's almost a shame that Nykho didn't push, but he can think about it now with that extra armor he's picked up.
I think first he'll go for a rocket and then he has some few seconds to push, but I don't think he will risk losing control, so he'll just stick around Mega.
Wouldn't mind a little nail to his feet there. Steal that.
Yeah, it's really important to deny armors because after he'll pick up heavy, it won't be possible. And right now Arhont will take this armor, yes, and...
Oh, he loses a little bit from it. Well, I think Discord's going a bit funky again, so... Hopefully no robo. Discord, please. And again, Nykho, if he's got these opportunities to close it out, he's really got to take him. He was good at it in Ruins. Can he put himself on map point again? And it you know, that's not far away from being on match point. He can put himself
the bad thing is that Arhont stacking totems a lot better than Nykho. Because he's hiding it. And Nykho is like... Yeah, so he will have like free mega on nail gun.
Nykho's really got to think about that actually. It's like, where are those totems lurking? And he might have an idea now. But I think it's so essential when outside the control of the mega and the heavy, if you haven't been killing totems for a while, he's probably got tons of them up.
Yeah, Nykho can't just even push for heavy now because he's out of position, but he's hitting exit rail. Maybe one more, almost.
He's losing control, I'd say, pretty firmly. He's got one totem. He is going to get mega health, but Arhont now has got a mega himself. A personal mega, I'm pretty sure. Is he going to triple stack? I think he... Yeah, he's triple stacked his totems there. All up in secret.
Yeah. So Arhont has bigger stack right now. Only by 50, but it can be enough to win this LG fight.
Yeah, Nykho doesn't realize how outstacked he was there. His position was good for the fight, but he was missing armor, and Arhont was already 175 and 100.
That's why from time to time you have to push the nailgun room versus Galena at least once per minute, just to make sure she doesn't stack some totem there.
Ooh. Nykho doesn't get any damage off in that instance. No orb forced out as well. Only Nykho used it. And there's a nice little sound cue for Arhont to realise that rockets are safe to go for. Like that LG, he's missing the combo. He's railable, and he didn't want to use his orb to get that mega health.
Again, clutch rail by Nykho.
Yeah, he was relying on being able to dodge that, and now Nykho's going to be able to blow this round wide open. 45 seconds in, this is one of the fastest rounds that we've had so far.
I don't know what Arhont was trying to do there. I think he just got really sad that Nykho was so low and he survived, and he somehow wanted to steal heavy with only machine gun in his hands, but it was impossible.
He had to go for that mega on with the orb. Yeah, this is going to be an absolute formality. Nykho is going to put it to 2-2 with a very quick round. And Arhont, well, at least Arhont doesn't lose the map with that round, but now the pressure's really on.
It just feels bad, man. You grind for a round for like 5 minutes or for overtime, you winning that round, and then next round you just throw in like 1 minute. It's very sad feeling.
Wait, Nykho's gone Ranger. Sorry, Visor.
Yeah, he changed his tactic,
yeah.
But that's why he's not in control right now.
And it's Arhont who's landing all the rails regardless. 100 health at the moment. There we go. He hits a shot of his own, but now the items are going to come back up. I'm really interested to see how this one's going to work out. Push out with the LG. It's a good rail from Nykho, actually. It's going to force... oh, the LG. I don't know how he gets off this now. What?
That was super lucky. Or super mistake by Arhont, I don't know.
It's hard to tell. I'd say the timing... Let's just say it was a good timing for the jump, because it must have been in the middle of a weapon switch of some sort from Arhont. And Arhont's like, probably assuming that there's no way he'd move away. And Nykho's flipped this around 2 rails in a row. There is
That's
one
the power
that
of Wiser.
Oh.
That was a nice one.
Good last rail. This is a sad moment for Arhont though, because he did the best work at the beginning. I think he made the best champion choice at the beginning. And Nykho slithers away. Rail after rail as well.
Nykho denied. Nail gun. Ooh.
I like it.
Yeah, he was listening to previous round, you know.
He probably should get banned for that.
Is there rules for an event?
I don't know. Maybe not. They can do anything that... No, we're joking, they don't do that. Nykho's
Yes,
just gone
and
full try
doing
out there.
that in Quake will not give you any advantage. Because 5 seconds delay is already too much.
Well, what about the old, the evil pauses? Do you remember those?
Yeah.
No, there's no like knowledge on it. I'm not trying to say anything, but it was always a fun conspiracy.
I think it was more like sometimes in like sport people like delaying time, you know, to like kinda put your opponent out of the shape or out of the something just to break his confidence going on.
It's like,
Like for now,
tactic.
Nykho. Yeah, I don't know whose tactic is that, but there are some moments when your opponent is just hitting everything, just like on a streak of hitting everything, winning every round, doing all the correct moves, and maybe something like timeout can help you to just chill or break his like mood. I don't know.
I wonder if it's a good or bad thing in Duel though, because I quite like timeouts in like other games, because you can have a chance for your team to like recollect and so on.
I think in this duel format it would make sense after a round that, for example, after one of the rounds you can take like 1 minute break.
Yeah, that would be cool actually.
Because sometimes rounds are just so painful, like even for Arhont that round that he lost, like it was probably so painful and so like feels bad that I'm pretty sure he would take a timeout and drink some water and try to chill for a minute. And I don't think it's anything bad.
For sure. Well, there's some important fights happening. There's a minute and a half left in this round. Nykho's struggling to hit anything direct at the moment, but gets the LG. There's only a couple of points of health left for Arhont. 1 champion away. Arhont's got to do it with Galena in a minute and 20.
There is still time.
There is. There's always still time. Items are up. Nykho's assuming that he's down at Mega. He hasn't heard a sound cue in a couple of moments. And he looks a little bit concerned to push him, but I think he hears nails. I was like, alright, let's go. Let's keep this control up. Oopsie. That's actually giving it a chance now for the heavy to Arhont. But Arhont is probably going to be assuming that it's covered anyway. Alright, Arhont just needs to go in.
Yes.
I'm gonna switch over to Arhont. And this is his map pick. He's gonna go down 0-2 in the series if he loses this map. Let's rocket jump right into him. Thing is, he's probably gonna have a Ranger to deal with afterwards. He does force the issue. He has no choice but to do it. But Nykho, good switch to the LG. Good defensive plays as well as he was anticipating it. But it is a killer start to the round. I think round 4 hurt, and then the beginning of round 5. Ranger start for Arhont. Visor start for Nykho, which we were kind of criticizing, I would say, on a little bit. And Arhont misses some crucial shots that allow Nykho to take it. I think it was 1 at the beginning of that round. That map was 1 in the first 5.
Yes, and all rounds we had pretty similar situation where where Arhont could finish the round and just chase the Galena, but he went for like some more passive play.
You know, though, we're at a very interesting point now, because Nykho's got 2, and the meme could still live on. Because very often Nykho loses 3-2 and gets reverse sweeped, be it within maps, be it within rounds. This is not a comfortable position for Nykho at all.
That's true, but I feel that in this matchup, Arhont is choking more, especially after this ZTN decider round.
Balls
So
out.
maybe he will be the new Nykho.
It's true, but he can't be until Nykho decides he's his own new Nykho. But I gotta say a big shout out to Neg as well for 56 goddamn years. I think you're his best. What's up, man? Thanks so much, Neg. And Rod Rose over the 6 months. Hello, hello, hello. What's up? Cheers, guys. We move on to Molten. We did have some. So what we had is like a pick, ban, pick tiebreaker. It was Corrupted Keep that was removed by Nykho, and it was Veil that was removed by Arhont. And Molten is now Niko's map pick. So what if there'll be
Which is very good map for Visor, so I'm not surprised he
Balls out.
picks it. Finally.
We've got a little switcheroo going on over here. Now we've got Galena, so nothing much going to change for Nykho. Hey, Melly Girls, thanks so much. Another gifted sub to this Moonfire. Thanks so much, Melly. Right, guys, we're moving into the next map in a few short moments. We could be pretty close to Kilson versus Agent, but at the same time, we could also be ever so far away if history is to repeat itself for Nykho. Realize that Nykho's 2-3 smile is also the French flag. He's just pinning. He's pinning it on the whole of France. The 2-3 is something that's isolated just to Nykho. Come on, Nykho. Let's see what happens, guys. We move into Molten Falls. Is Arhont going to be able to bring the comeback? He's made a little adjustment. He's got Nyx in his composition. He's got the. I actually really like it from Arhont. This is a composition that I can get around, and that hurts a lot.
What is Nykho doing?
That was. No, I've got nothing. But you're the one who's meant to analyze that. Oh, they've got the great swallowed it. And just getting the last flicker.
So I think Nykho just feeling like 2-0. He's feeling way too confident, and he just wanted to try some things.
That was good LG actually. Suddenly Arhont saw the totem and was like, no! It's going the other way at the moment. It's absolutely going the other way. Tribot finisher with the LG. Okay. Now I really don't know what to say. Which is an issue as a caster.
I have no words. I also don't like that Arhont picking Nyx as last champion, because I think Nyx is really good as starter if you don't play Anarchy. I mean, if Anarchy is banned. Because, that was the situation that you're out of control and everyone knows spawns in this game and they can read it really well. And Nykho just caught him, forced his ability out, and you're out of control as Nyx without ability. You have like no value at all. But if you start as Nyx, you can be sure that you will not have to use your ability in first seconds of the game, so you can take weapons, you can take one big item, and you can already work with it and use your ability mid-fight or do something great with it.
Well, he's gone Ranger to begin with. What about a second pick, or do you feel like you have that problem second and third pick? Actually, we'll find out in a second, because there's been an orb in all of a sudden, but it's a mid-air from Nykho. That's the shot. That's the kind of frags that we want to see over here. We thought he was dead in the water earlier, but he was just fooling us. Down for another rail. He's got to go for the damage. Perfect.
Yeah, now he can take light armor and big armor after that, and he'll be super stacked. I think maybe Arhont is not picking Nyx first because he is afraid that Visor is tough matchup for Nyx, but
I think it's okay.
I think in this situation, yeah, you have just go for it, because Visor is not as strong as before. If you hear him using ability, you can play around it. It's not that strong as before. Because before you could just out of nowhere receive 3 rails and just guessing is he using ability or no. But now you can usually hear it and just play around it.
Nykho super duper stacked. He's going to have his ability back up. Not just mattering too much there. Arhont managed to find one. Nykho trying to go crazy with the flicks. It's a rail for a rail. Arhont suffering a little bit more from that. He's found a couple of items though. LG on LG. It's going to be won by Arhont, who gets to reward himself with the Mega. Picks up the 225s first so he can really maximize the usage from this item. And gives himself plenty of time to get over to the heavy armor. I say plenty. Is that plenty?
It was plenty. And Nykho like was holding an angle to LG, but as soon as Arhont showed up there, Nykho went to the light armor. So it was a bit unlucky timing for Nykho.
A lot of rail damage to take. Arhont can't overcommit to this. He's pushed forward pretty far. Does get a nice LG to rail in. He pushed in super deep for that, and there's still.
And Nykho didn't use the trick with picking up bubbles before picking up Mega, so he has 50 HP less than he could have.
He seemed really anxious to get over towards the heavy armor, but he didn't even commit to it. It's like he thought it was taken already or something. So I think maybe, well, it shouldn't be now, but Nykho's timing on heavy. Maybe a little bit off then. We've got that. This feels so typical of Molten, as like you have your half of the map split off between each other. And then Mega and Heavy get traded. And so that was a very questionable orb. Arhont goes for the hero rocket. Nykho
felt
fed
that
to
he
him.
wanted to use orb like somehow to dodge rocket, maybe like dodge the explosion, but didn't work like that.
Yeah, it didn't do much.
Oh,
Nice
Nykho was
dodge.
trying to kill himself.
What did you
He's
rocket a
hitting
floor?
some walls. Yeah.
Oh dear. Oh, the switch gets it a little bit wrong there. Back and forth between rockets and rails. And now so stacked. He's got a load of hourglasses. Arhont should be able to close out this round. Should. I'm not going to curse him. He's done the groundwork. Which is good though, because after the first round, that first round was an emotional roller coaster. Such as
Very nice
a lot
rocket.
of rounds have
Need
been.
to push now. Just not thinking about control, just push and do the frag.
Ooh. Oh, okay, okay. He holds on to his nerve there, hits that important rail shot. We're 1 for 1 in Nykho's curiosity.
Round begins in
I think that's enough. Sometimes you don't need a number.
2, 1.
I always type something like 1,
Fight.
so my opponent getting really sad.
But don't they know that you're always lying?
Sometimes I just like don't see chat and they're thinking that I disrespect them because I don't reply.
I don't know. It's obviously not disrespectful to ask HP, but I'd say like normal etiquette is you say nothing, right? During the whole game.
I
And,
think it doesn't matter. Sometimes you're just curious. Like
Yeah.
sometimes there are just such moments that you know you wanna
Like-
go rewatch the VOD and see like how much
why not?
HP this guy
Why can't you
had.
just watch the VOD? Just wait and watch the VOD. Why do you have to know? I have to know right this second.
Yeah, because
It's
people
terribly
are very impatient, I think. But you're totally right, you shouldn't ask it. You should just move on and think about next round. Unless you
that's
lost the
like-
game, then you can ask.
But it's like, you know, hyper try-hard professionalism. It exists in places. Absolutely does. Not bad LG from Arhont. He played the risks there pretty decently between the rail shots that Nykho was firing. And still Arhont over a minute now without rockets. Ooh, it takes a nasty rail, but that at least lets them know the rocket is now for free. I say for free. A rail is what it cost.
Oh,
Boom! Well, that's some vintage radio right there. Gotta respect
like-
the orb still.
it's very like whole game. You can see that they kind of have their own style. Like Nykho is playing super rail heavy and trying to do some damage before engaging, and Arhont is more like rocket heavy player.
He's very good with the ranger. I was like, him and Stone, they're two players during this down period who've actually gotten pretty scary with ranger. Oh my god, almost knocked off the edge. There's the Mega in a second, but he is going to give that one up. It's a good one. He's going to try and escape before there's an extra angle. Nykho won't find it in time. Just get the heavy. Just make yourself not railable. Missing that 25 health bubble is probably the best thing that could happen to him then. Oh, and it almost follows it up.
That was super close. And both players probably will try to fight for Mega. Or no, Nykho just doesn't have enough HP for that. He'll still, probably he will take the heavy because he has better position and Arhont will be late.
Where's Nykho at? Nykho's still over at the rail. He's waiting for that light armor to spawn, I think.
Yeah, probably Nykho didn't know like exact timing and rotation, so that's
It's not
a
the
big.
first time. This happened before this map, and
Yeah.
and other maps too.
It was his biggest problems on Ruins. On Blood Run, he had only one moment when he rocket jumped for heavy and was like standing there, and it was like 20 seconds until spawn.
Yeah.
And on Ruins, the round he lost was like mostly because he just didn't know rotation, so he was just playing on light armor 5 minutes. But when he's in control, he's doing well.
He's going to go in on this. The rail be good. Oh, he finds it in time. That was an awesome shot, Arhont. And he should be able to, yep, quickly slip back, get himself the light. There is the heavy up, but he's applying pressure to the Mega for some reason. Unfortunately for him, Nykho doesn't have a damn clue what's going on with the heavy armor. And he hears the timing too.
Good rail.
Okay. Arhont's turning it up right now. He's delivering, and he could put himself... Well, it's not the first time he'll be 2-1 in a map. But he can try and avoid the drama.
50 seconds left.
It's so dangerous going through this little walkway. Got a player above with rockets. It's hard to
I
equalize
realize
damage.
that he doesn't need to contest heavy. He can just plus back, take Mega, and chill.
Sometimes you just chill. I'm gonna rocket jump up. It's messed up a little though. And now it's really like, don't even worry. There's 2 items that will spawn before the 5-minute marks hit. But just stay alive. Sometimes you might feel bad about playing this defensive, but this is how you win rounds in these situations. You just don't take those risks. Yeah, just orb out. Now it doesn't even matter if he dies. He won't anyway. Nykho tries to get the push, tries to get him to die and force a respawn, but even with 5 seconds left, nothing's going to happen. Arhont, can he get himself a map and maybe start making Nykho think about the 2-3 possibilities?
Well, Nykho's sticking to his visor start, so start is pretty same. Arhont can actually fight with shotgun and orb. He will win this fight if he wants to, but doesn't want to commit.
I have nothing hidden for him. Ooh. Very tight angle from Nykho. That was a good shot. It's a bit fortunate picking up that light armor. Either way, heavy awaits him.
Yeah, most important that like both players have all weapons, so they can fight normally for items.
There it is, though. Oh,
Now
he gets
Arhont.
the LG rail.
Yeah, now it's him being like more clutch in this situation.
There are items too. So he's not going to be like a fish out of water. Not straight away. He's got to work out which is the major item to go to. He might not want to fight straight away. But now both players have orbs.
He should realize that Nykho doesn't have like weapons, so he'll probably play around this rail area.
3 damage.
Push!
Goes with the LG close range. Rocket would have been nice. In with the orb. I think they orb past each other. 1 more kill for Arhont. He can get himself a map. Definitely starting to wake up in this series. Can you make it back to heavy? I mean, that heavy on Molten has been a curse for Nykho. Gonna find it now. Can you drop into it? LG, not even gonna be able to pick it up. Arhont secures it 3-1. The best of 5 is gonna continue for now. Is it happening?
Is Nykho doing it?
That's the big question.
Nick's 100% win rate with doing 0 kills and 1 death.
Yeah, I think we only saw Nyx in the first round.
Yes, and it was very bad performance by Nyx.
66% rail from Nykho though. His rail's absolutely been on it, but it's not really mattered.
Balls out.
Yo, holy crap. Django, thanks so much for the 22 years, man. Ban Sensei. It's on the cards. Don't you worry. And Melly got another gift us up to 20 gifted subs, Melly. Thanks so much. And to Kgrat as well. Welcome, man. Let us continue now. 3 mins base is asked for. Alright, I can put on a little bit of music in the meantime. As we build our way through this intermission period. And we're going to have Blood Covenant next. Blood Covenant, and you know what? I'm actually feeling that we're going to a tiebreaker. My prediction
is tiebreaker.
It's Awoken. My prediction is gone though, because I was thinking like 3-1 Arhont.
Balls out.
Nykho with a super solid start in the series, and it felt like Arhont was definitely shy at the beginning. I think partway through Blood Run, he started being a bit more aggressive with the rockets and orbs, those combos that he's so good at normally. And on Molten, it's like he just felt that his back was against the wall, and he's like, I'm gonna push him for some fights. I'm gonna start winning those clutch aim fights and so on. Meligot with another gifted sub to Shinobi Ninja. You're crazy. Balls out indeed, guys. Thank you very much. Is my avatar and nameplate combo a reference to a certain rail? Actually, it is now that you mention it. It wasn't previously, but it is now. Oh, I like it. There's a whole bunch of I can't look at it now because I'm in a lobby, but there's a load of animated profile nameplates or whatever they're called.
Balls
I don't know if they're like available, or I don't really know how to get them. But I want animated profile plates.
I think, by the way, I need to restart game because I'm still stuck at loading screen.
Okay. I'll just let base know.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got Slow Bertha with a gifted sub 2 to Maestro's Stati. How do I say your name properly? Was it Stati? 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 I'll call you Stati. Thanks very much, Slow Bertha. Hello, Stati. Good to see you, man. There's no bracket effortless because this is just show matches. Cyberfight have hosted 2 show matches. This is like the warm-up game. The what do you call it? The support act? That sounds super condescending. It's Arhont versus Nykho. I think they got like $20 on the line, and it's kind of just kind of the rising stars of the scene. Yeah, the rising stars of the scene who are battling against each other. Then we move on to something totally separate. The main event is going to be Biggs Kilson going versus Agent, and they're going to play 7 maps straight, $25 a map, and I think a $50 bonus for winning the series as a whole. So no brackets needed at all. Just schedule. So I probably could have put a schedule. Come on now.
How does it feel that? Don't know how to say that, but the guy that you beat is playing in the main show match, and you're sitting here and just casting.
What, Agent?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm waiting for the invite, to be honest. For the pro circuit. I'll invite you to do the English commentary as well.
Yeah, I'm not invited as player, so yeah, I'll just move to casting, to be honest.
I reckon though, like, okay, this thing that's I'm joking though. I'm not getting invited. And when Agent's playing ranked, it's not the same as when he's playing it.
And I didn't joke. I'm not invited, so I'm just casting.
No, but the thing is, they're going to be going through players in the scene. You're obviously a name that is going to be on the mind, and I know they're planning on doing more of these show matches. So I think it's like a question of when. Did you restart, by the way?
Yes, but it put me like in lobby, so I'm like, I'm back in spectators. I hope it will not like cause any issues.
I'll just tell them.
Yeah.
So okay, there's players that kind of need to be invited into a show match at some point. You've got to say like Cooler would be up there, you would be up there. Who else have we not had? Sirius could be there. Base. There's probably more as well that I'm thinking of. Avic doesn't really play a lot of online stuff, so he would certainly be someone I'd be thinking of. Tox as well as another. Steady as well. with the gifted sub himself to Cannonbox. Man, thank you. Oh, the love, man. Thank you so much, guys. Yeah, we'll see what happens when we actually start. Looks like Arhont's gone walkabout, so we'll have him back again soon as we're past halfway in the series. And Nykho can now revel in his own juices of 2 3s. Oh wait, why am I leader? What's happened?
I have no idea.
I don't know. I got made leader in the last show match. This is Arhont, right? Oh, sorry, I'll just wait for him to start. Right, his name with a 0. Ah.
You're a terrible leader. You don't even know players. You don't care enough to pronounce or type their name correctly.
Shh, it's quiet time. I'm gonna make base party there. If I just said Sirius, yeah, I mean Sirius I think would be a contestant at this level. He had some good performances earlier in the year in the OGA Quake Pet. He's gotten top 8 at PGL. I'm trying to think of some more names that would that we could fit in actually. Kilson will be playing right after this series. So basically, as soon as this one's over, we should be getting Agent and Kilson on the server. And we'll crack on. But would he be a... Come on, Chris. You're better than that, okay? You're better than that. Alright, it looks like they're getting ready. We're going to get into the champion picks in a second. I really want to see Nyx played on Blood Covenant by at least one of them. Ideally, both of them. And Galena becomes far more questionable for me on this map. Is Galena good for it?
Yes.
Yeah, really?
Yes.
Okay.
I would go Nyx, Visor, and Galena.
Really?
Yes.
No Ranger?
You can just outrail him pretty easily because of his hitbox. That's my...
I like what these guys have picked. I think they both went Ranger, Visor, Nyx.
You only need Nyx to just do first frags and snowball and win the round.
It's also easy in your world.
Yes, but if you lose Nyx, then other Nyx snowballs around and you lose the round, so it's pretty tough. You need to, like, start good.
The thing is, no one's really been going Nyx starting yet. We've only had one map where one person used Nyx, and that was Arhont. And that was the last pick that he was opting for Nyx. But let's go, guys. It looks like game is beginning. It is indeed Visor, Ranger, Nyx from both players. Nykho, do not think about the 2-3.
Most players not starting on Nyx, so I'm a bit disappointed. And I'm also disappointed nobody even picked Doom. Well, I think Doom is not bad option for this map.
I think there was a piercing sight just then, wasn't there? Yeah, it's gone now.
Nykho can expect the orb to the rail from Arhont, and Arhont not even going for it. That's pretty smart by him.
If you spawn away from rail, you've kind of just got to be happy to not pick up that weapon for a long time if they're guarding it. There's something that Agent's really, really good at actually on this map is blocking that weapon pickup from you. Actually, well, I'd say a lot of the top players are, but it's definitely fresh in my mind. Oh, brave actually, staying within kind of a possible angle there for so long.
Those players have all weapons, they have all stack in the world. I'm curious who will like make the first aggressive move, or they will just keep trading rails and see whoever hits first.
I think Arhont should challenge soon if the piercing sight was used not too long ago. Good little spam rockets. Ooh. Teeny tiny damage. Okay. Can you convert this into something? He goes into the combo, but he misses out on it. He gives an angle up to that rail shot.
Rail like didn't matter at all. this one that Nykho hit, because Arhont like took light and heavy right after that.
Arhont definitely playing a bit more passive though. Got a rocket jump up. Nykho, he was down at the bottom. I think he didn't account for that movement.
Now
That's a good rail.
it's time to push.
I'll always do a
Mega.
preemptive orb.
Orb too heavy, I don't know, just make sure you get control and just push, push, push with LG.
He's going to have a piercing sight to deal with in a second. That rail, I think, did land. That rail too, and he's just spotted that piercing sight was used, so he's basically counting to 5 just in case. 3 rails in a row now for Nykho. I'll reduce self-damage or rocket jump.
Light armor for Arhont, and he can like take 2 big items. If he'll not lose this fight,
Oh
and
my
Nykho hitting
god!
the clutch rail this time.
5 rails in a row from Nykho. He had 5 health left. And now Arhont's going to be getting sick of being hit by those shots. It really feels brutal sometimes actually on this map. When you're going against someone who's landing their rails, you can feel totally suffocated. Because there's so many open angles everywhere. So it's not just like getting railed a lot on a Woken or something. You just feel like nothing is safe.
With the teleporter changer on the Woken, you can get railed there a lot harder than usually.
The LG room feels a lot smaller.
But I will just say that Nykho won the trail fights because of Ranger.
You think so?
Because Ranger is a lot easier to hit than Wider, so...
LG, Rocket does come in the end, but Arhont dies in exactly the same spot. He's got some sort of timing on the mega health, but it's not down to the absolute millisecond. And now there's a Nyx who's lacking a lot of weaponry.
And items, like everything, so it's will be a miracle if he'll make it back.
There's one. There's the Ghost Walk. It's got that piercing sight. Surely worth using it. That Mega still up?
Yeah, he went for bubble first before picking it up.
Nykho is giving up the map. I guess there's 20 seconds left, so he can.
Yeah, there is like no way. And he, even if he dies, he can pick Nyx and use ability. There will be some spawn frag potential. Nice rail by Arhont, and maybe this will give him some confidence at least going into round 2, but...
He's just Ghost Walked. He's like, I haven't found him. He's going to be Nyx. I think he even hadn't even spawned yet at that point. I can't remember what the spawn delay is. Isn't it like 6 or 9 seconds? Something like that?
I don't know.
I don't have a damn clue. I mean, I'm a professional. I know. I'm just not saying. It's somewhere around that range. I know it's different to like casual matches. We're not getting Nyx again. Ooh. Rocket almost sent him right towards Nykho. Which could have been a blessing in disguise.
This round will have more like active start because both players got rail. And Nykho already did a lot of damage, so he might just push for a frag.
Here's that shotgun getting picked up, so knows which way Nykho wanted to walk around. That's a good little spot. Again, good presence of mind to figure where he's being shot from. Lost rocket doesn't send him where he wants to be. He don't want that rocket ammunition, yeah. He's thinking about a possible combo soon. He knows the control's very much being challenged. Entry damage, then rocket, then orb equals great success.
Nykho has like no angles for now. Or he will push it.
Oh.
Those
Second
are
hit.
direct hit, yeah. But still, it's like no follow-up, so they'll just split the map and... Nykho again hitting first rail and pretty much securing Mega for free because of it.
I like that Arhont didn't immediately go to the heavy armor though, and he was at least, even if he lost the rail fight, he was looking for the damage punish. He wasn't just going, alright, item, 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 like we kind of saw in Ruins a bit in those clutch instances. Oh, he does find a good amount of damage there, but he's the one lacking stack. Missed rail from Nykho. Oh, he hits the follow-up. The drop down. He drops into the angle though, he doesn't drop out of it. There might have still been time to reload anyway.
After hitting this first rail, Arhont just lost his head or something. He gave a really easy shot to Nykho.
Alright, piercing sight, he's picking up 3 damage. A little double back from Arhont though, which is good. Nykho's expecting him elsewhere, but Arhont, he wants to start getting on the health bandwagon, and the drop comes just as the sound cue does. Mangonite, I'm watching you.
Okay, how do you come back in this situation? How do you engage and make a frag?
Not like this. He's gone up a bounce pad.
For sure. That's how you throw the game.
I honestly don't think there's enough rockets being used by Arhont. You were saying that he was heavy with the rockets before. I feel like when the angles are there, when he knows where the enemy is, and he kind of gets the jump on them, then it's good. But he needs rocket spam a bit more, like not just on like the teleporters, but around the corners.
Yeah, it feels that he playing like Nykho game on this map, like this rail heavy, and Nykho is having upper hand on it.
If you're expecting someone to rail you a lot, then you need to just, if you've got any information on where they are, zone them out a little bit. Make them have to pay to hit a rail shot.
Yeah,
it's not like
it's
not the only answer though, but it's like something that could help.
You just need to be aware and like only give them hard angles and also play like more closed, more traps, like less sound cues. Just need to be more passive.
Well, we're on match point for Nykho at the moment. He could be winning this one in a few short instances, and he can get over this 2-3 curse. But now is when he needs his rail to help him the most. Actually, speaking of rail, let's have a look. There's actually Arhont that's hitting higher rail percentage on this map. They both landed the same amount of rails. But he's not making the same use of it as Nykho has been. Nykho's been fantastic with it on Visor. Ooh. Just the 10. Didn't want to rocket himself on the platform. I guess a bit of entry. There is a rocket that comes in. Arhont's going to move out a little bit. This piercing sight could help, but he's just got out of the angle. It's chasing him everywhere. He's running low on ammo on the rest of the weapons. Arhont is going to get mega health, but that won't give him much overstack.
Arhont heard the enemy on pillars. Oh. Nykho is really like being, I don't know, too fast for Arhont at some... Like he just doesn't expect to see him at some angles. Like he's being one step ahead on this map.
Nykho is, are you saying?
Yeah, Nykho is just... His rail game is one step ahead.
His movement's been looking pretty good as well, actually.
Yeah,
and
if you remember in the beginning of Ruins, he had few movement errors which cost him a frag, but I think he probably warmed up, feeling more confident right now.
Absolutely. He's so close to closing it out. He's definitely the more experienced dueler of the two of them. That's a good rail, actually, from Arhont. That's going to help with that. Kind of forces Nykho to take some slower routes. Rush on the rail. No love on that shot. I'm going to switch over to Arhont because, I mean, we need to see him land some successes. If
Yeah, and it might be
wants to
his
win.
last round if he won't step up.
The jump over, knows that he has to pay for a rail on that, but it is Nykho. He keeps on landing them. He's challenging again. That's absolutely crazy. Is that light armor up behind?
No, don't go.
Oh my god, he's gonna do it. He's gonna do it. He manages to
And
get
it
on the
worked.
heavy. That is a YOLO play if I've ever seen one. I disapprove, but now that he's actually done it, I kind of approve, but the
After
rails come
all
out.
this- Oh no, feels bad, man. He got the control, but he just again lost rail fight without any chances, and
You
he
know, there
needs
was,
another YOLO play.
yeah, there was piercing sight there, but it's like behind a tiny pillar. It's almost like the piercing sight doesn't matter as much in those kind of fights. And yet Nykho's still out railing him.
Yeah, it mattered for the initial rail, but second and third was like already in the open fight, so didn't matter.
Ooh, that would have been nice. Alright, Arhont. This is your last calling. You got just over 60 seconds, and he might have done something pretty massive here. Can be found in a second. Expecting that push over, and the piercing sight is being used. Nykho wants to run away a little bit. There's a rail on each other. Now Arhont calculating, does he want the heavy and then want to go in for the fight? He steals
Yeah, I
away
think
that
that's his
light.
play.
That's really sick actually that he goes for that light armor.
He heard the Nykho on shotgun, I think. Maybe he didn't realize it. Okay, he probably will push right now, because there are no items coming. He might have piercing sight fight. And the trail.
There's no piercing sight now though for 20 seconds. Arhont's gonna get all over this. He hits a
Oh.
big rocket and the LG's there. Arhont is in it with 15 seconds to go. We still could have a game on. And he's rushing that heavy. He sees that there's no one there. He's alright, brilliant. I can keep that control up a little bit. Heavy machine gun them. That is a lot of damage in a short space of time. Wow, he's actually... You're mad! You're absolutely mad, Arhont.
Maybe that's what he needed, some YOLO
Nice.
play.
That was good. That was really good. Here's like, alright, you take it. Pistol sight should have been heard by Nykho just then. But Arhont can keep that control up. So now, focus on your breathing, control that heart rate. Oh my god!
No. And most
Rocket to
important
rocket.
is, I'm not sure if Arhont realized that Nykho doesn't have rails, so he can play around that a lot. Especially in overtime. It's really
Yeah.
important.
That's crucial, in fact.
But he probably don't know about it because he's not controlling that area, yeah, and
Yeah.
Nykho gonna get the rail now, and
You've
this
gotta
is the
punish
position
that.
where, like, if Nykho hits 3 rails in a row, right, you're dead, but Arhont is hitting his shots right now, so
Well, if it takes
control, he has all the tools, and
if it takes
that
having
was-
your opponent on match point to hit your rails, then fine. Oh god. Oh, that could have hurt so much more. The orb is going to miss completely, though. 50 health left. There is the mega up. He's got plenty of time to get back over to heavy. He can work with this, but I think he needs to close it before that orb comes back up. He's dropping on it regardless. Hits another fantastic shot. He just hears that bounce pad going. It's time to close it. He knows he has to do it now. LG. Nykho's so weak. Chasing with a shotgun. Oh, never mind. It's the rail. Arhont is still alive.
is Nykho doing it?
Can we get a little 2-3 for the
Round begins in
for the fourth map,
3,
and then maybe for the whole series? We don't know.
1. Fight.
Cheers for the Bidizo Predatorian, man. Hope you're enjoying the show. Arhont starting Mega side. And he's got to calm himself down a little bit. It's very easy to like force the same momentum into the following round based on the energy that you had at the end of the last one. So being able to reset properly each round is absolutely essential.
Okay, look, Arhont did everything on Visor. He did comeback on Visor. He played well on Visor, and he is against starting with Ranger.
It's stubborn, man. It's super stubborn.
I'm anyway pissed off no one of them starting as Nyx, but
Yeah, I mean, I fully agree. Has it made the day worse for you?
it was wasn't that good anyway, so it's fine.
He's just going to have to deal with those rails for a while. He's going up versus the Visor. He's counting on that big burst of damage. That will be worth it for all the rails that he's going to take. As long as he can keep challenging that control. So, okay, one rail. This time he's not going to challenge for 3 rails in a row. Just going to get the hell out of there.
This position, Nykho won so many fights behind the pillar. Oh, almost backfired, but Nykho didn't like overcommit, hit extra rail, and he will have piercing sight now, so...
He knows that he's avoided it, at least. He darted around enough to not take the extra 90 damage. I'll have a quick look as he's over the other side of the map. Both of them hitting a lot of rail still, but it is certainly Nykho who's hitting a little harder and a little more. Oh my god. There it is! That's what Arhont was waiting for the whole time. He's like, it's going to be worth it at some point to get this combo off. But it's so risky. He could have lost it beforehand. I have to orb out as well. That's brutal for Nykho. Really brutal. Not the best rocket entry.
Balls out.
There was certainly a chance there to finish this off a little bit. That hurts a lot, though. He goes in for the orb because he needs to get some kind of damage out. But that choke point, man.
Oh, what a spawn. He can get, like, spawn frag. But nailgun is dangerous.
Yeah, that hurts, actually. Oh, the missed rail! And there's heavy all of a sudden. The nails, one more would have killed him. So hard to tell who's going to win this, actually. It's like finding them off the spawn sometimes is... it's a bit of a trick. Especially if they're by the super nail gun. Drop, shotgun hurts.
Shotgun.
Whoa. We're going to see Nyx, man. We're going to see Nyx.
Yep, and Nyx should do something, otherwise it's G for Arhont.
Yeah. He's going to get himself an LG. He'll find the light, I think, down Banana. And Nyx versus Ranger is something he can definitely work with. He's got 2 of the trifecta. He's going to try and find his way over to the railgun as well, I'm pretty sure. Okay, so he's got it. So he's got something to work with now. He's hitting a rail. He tries to fire one more before that Ghost Walk is used, but now he's going to get himself onto hourglasses. He needs to get himself onto items, and he's just been found, and there's no items there at all. Nykho, there's no 2-3 curse in this. Nykho's going to take down the Showmatch 3 maps to 1. The French hope survives.
Well, congratulations to Nykho.
Yeah,
He played
absolutely.
really a solid game. He had like a couple of maybe overconfident plays, some movement mistakes, but overall it was pretty solid performance, and he should keep it up.
Yeah, his rail was super consistent throughout the entire series, actually. I think that's one of the most impressive things that he was able to accomplish there. So I can close up. Most people were betting on Arhont. I think maybe we steered people towards Arhont, but it isn't Nykho that comes out on top. So congratulations to you guys for winning those points. Our next game is going to be Kilson versus Agent, which is going to start hopefully really, really soon. I think we just need to get them onto the lobby and stuff. But in terms of Arhont, he had some really good showings during the series. I think some of it is a bit of inexperience in a competitive environment, but like outside of ranked. Because ranked
but
is
you have to get that experience somewhere, right? So
I hope he's going to have learnt a lot from that. And I wouldn't say it's so much of Nykho, like enter all the competitions you need to, because he knows the kind of mindset you have. He has to do a bit more. He has to do more of what Arhont is doing, which is grinding. Nykho just needs to grind more and more and more if he really wants